product that we're about to discuss today is not intended to treat, diagnose, heal, or mitigate any diseases. We're here today to talk about remarkable information about an exciting product, a product that is so exciting that people are saying it's life-changing. A tea with nano-atomic mineralized elements that's producing some of the most astonishing testimonies that we've ever heard. In fact, many people have testimonies within days, some even within hours of taking it. The truth of the matter is most diseases are caused by fungus and the accumulation of toxin compounds coupled with nutrient deficiencies at a cellular level. You see, when we retain more toxins in our body than we can eliminate, it weakens your immune system. So what's the solution? Remove the toxins, avoid sugar, create an environment that's adverse to fungus, and take the steps to boost your immune system. That means we have a product that people are doing this with, and that is the Cellular Tea. You see, we have toxins that we take in every single day. We take it in the foods that we eat, the water that we drink, even the air that we breathe. That being said, I was on the phone with the Formulator, and I told him that I'd been taking detox teas for over 3 years. So what's the difference about this new Cellular Tea? Well, he explained to me that there were several major differences, and he concluded with a simple statement: I don't have to convince you that it's different. Just try the Cellular Tea, and you tell me what you think. Well, I said that I would try it, and I was absolutely amazed. You see, years ago, my doctor told me that I was showing signs of being pre-diabetic. And for the last year, I was experiencing a numbness in my big toe. Now, what was so amazing was that after 3 days of drinking the Cellular Tea, the numbness in my toe disappeared. I was shocked because at that point, I realized what he meant when he was saying that all detox teas are not the same. You see, I could see and now feel the difference. So we have on the line with us today the developer of this amazing Cellular Tea, Kung Fu herbalist Andrew Wilson. He was actually inducted into the Black Belt Hall of Fame the same day as Bruce Lee. He was trained by some of the foremost master herbalists in the world. He's collaborated with doctors and researchers, NASA scientists, and even certified natural health professionals to perfect an amazing all-natural organic tea formula. Andrew Wilson was granted an audience with Pope John Paul II because of the effectiveness of the tea. The Cellular Tea was originally formulated and bottled, but the same formulation now has been vastly improved, and it's available as an instant, brew-at-home organic tea. It is my pleasure to welcome to our call Mr. Andrew Wilson. I want to say thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be on the call with us, and we appreciate and respect your time. Andrew, are you there?
Yes, I am, and thank you. I appreciate it. It's an honor to be here.
You know, we're getting so many amazing testimonies from people using the tea, but we have to ask, what makes this tea so different from most of the teas out there?
Well, I guess the right answer would be the fact that number one, it took me over 22 years to develop it, to get it to the position that I wanted it to work. And I'm kind of picky. And as far as it being different, most of the people that have used the teas, they've used other detox teas. And they're actually my best customers. They know a lot more than the average people that have done their research and, you know, they've taken other detox teas because of their condition for whatever reason. And when they take mine, they go, you know what, man, what is this stuff? You know, and at first I was pretty reserved about it because I had not a negative approach, because I understand healing and with all my research and that. I knew it had to be done, and I took it one step at a time. I never rushed anything. And that's probably a gift of mine that was able to make it better than anything on the market. I know what's out there. I've met them all. I've met the people that have worked, and I mean with the top scientists in the world, Nobel Prize winners, doctors that have worked hand in hand under the shadow of other Nobel Prize winners. One doctor told me specifically, he says, you're going to have problems. And I go, what do you mean? And he says, it works. And I said, oh, well, good. And he goes, no, you don't understand. It works like nothing I've ever seen.
Wow.
So I just kind of took that as a grain of salt, and I felt, respectful and respected in the fact that my work had paid off, but I wasn't happy with it because of certain elements. There's certain ways of testing a product, and it has to be different than everything else. And being a competitor and being a former World Kung Fu champion, I have there's a drive in me that's a little different. And most champions like myself, Mike Phelps, a lot of different people out there that have had success, they want to win and then go a little further. And so with that intent, I knew that this was about to become one of the best formulas in the world. And when I had sent a sample up to Washington to have it tested, 7 days later I got a phone call, and they said, we need to get you to Rome to have an audience with the Pope because of his condition. Wow. And I thought it was a joke at first, but then I realized, my goodness, because the number they gave me when I called back, it was chief of staff for the White House, so obviously it was the right number. So I knew I had something different, and nobody else was there with me. It was basically me. It was my formula. So I knew right then that it was different than anything on the market.
Well, you mentioned that you created this formula, and I believe I heard you say 20-something years ago or 20 years ago, but what if another company actually were to, let's say, read your label, read your ingredients, and try to put the same thing together? Would it work the same?
No, and there's a reason behind it, because there's several levels of testing, and everything had to be exactly right. And what I do with the formula, nobody has done, and I have no problem putting the ingredients on the packaging. And some of the best form of, the best compliment a person can have is when they try to imitate you, but they will not imitate this, because I don't think anybody's going to spend as long as I did trying to create and duplicate the product, and go through what I had to go through. The proprietary process that I developed and created, I could have gotten a patent on it, but when you make a patent, and what happens is everybody will come in and try to duplicate it, and because you have to tell exactly what you do and all the components. The testing that was done at the quantum level is just kind of impossible. A lot of people won't take the time to do that. And so I had no problem putting the ingredients on there, because I want people to know what's in it. When I started this formula, it was based out of intent, because my mother died of cancer, my father died of diabetes, my favorite sister died of diabetes, and one of the doctors who was my best friend, who was one of the founders of the Veterans Hospital in Los Angeles, died of cancer. And when you're that close to people that die from a disease, whether it be cancer, any other condition or terminal situation, the heart changes.
Wow.
And the intent becomes, more important than profit. So that was my driving factor. And I've helped so many people, and it's been such a blessing. I mean, how many people get a phone call to go have an audience with the Pope? And then there's been other families that have used it. So with that said, somebody can try to imitate it. They're just not going to do it. And if they do, my hat's off to them. But the thing is that I've taken it to a whole new level with people that are speaking languages that I can hardly understand in the world of science. But I took my time and I developed it the way I wanted it to. And I'm really grateful, and to be honest with you, I'm very, humbled that it has helped so many people, from the great and the small, because it's a product designed pretty much for everybody,
Wow, and it certainly is amazing. In fact, we have Natalie, a caller on the line from Florida, who's tried the tea. Natalie, tell us, what did you experience from this tea?
Oh, definitely, Randy. I was diagnosed a couple of years ago with a terminal illness. So, I was always feeling lethargic. One day you're feeling good and the other day you don't. But the last couple of weeks, it wasn't doing good for me. And then I got introduced to the tea, and I started taking it, the very next day I was full of energy, and I was able to go back to my regular errands within a couple of days. By the end of the week, believe it or not, I was back in the gym. I haven't been in the gym for a long time. I am full of energy, and right now, as I'm talking to you, I have a lot of, I feel really, really good, and not only that, overall, I feel amazing. My sleep has improved. You know, even if I sleep 6 hours, it looks like I slept 12 because I feel really, really energized. I definitely recommend this tea to every single person, whether you're sick or not, to maintain or to feel even better.
Wow, that was powerful. Thank you so much, Natalie. And and we can hear the energy in her voice. I mean, that was amazing.
Yeah, that was wonderful. Yeah, you know, usually when somebody takes something like this, and this is why I don't like to hype it. I like to focus and do all my work that's supposed to be done properly in the lab and the testing, and several testings have taken almost a year and a half or more once I wanted to do something to it, make it a little different. And the real results comes when people takes it. And if it works for them, that's fantastic. They'll share it, and it'll help people. And so I can tell by the way she was talking, she was pretty excited about it. So that's a good thing.
Yes, I'm picking up on that too. It's amazing. Well, let me ask you, what type of customers have been purchasing the tea, maybe even in quantities from you?
Well, a number of people, everybody from terminal patients to people that just want to boost their immune system, to people that just want their body to work in unison with the tea to, boost the immunity. And I've worked with everybody from the average Joe. I've given this stuff away. It's amazing. I think I've actually, at times, I think I've given it more of it away than I've actually sold it. Because I have a real heart for people that are dying. When you see somebody dying and you help that person, it's a wonderful thing. And the real answer to this is that it's not me making a claim. And what I believe it is, it's the product helping the body help itself. That's the real issue, because I don't believe God made any mistakes when he made the herbs of the field. But then it took modern science, because the original herb formula from years back did not have the scientific research and the knowledge to take it to a whole new level that I was able to do it. It's like cars. You look at them from years ago and you look at them now, it's like amazing. And the same thing happened with the product. And the people that are smart and try the product and they spread the word, they know what it does for them. I've actually just recently worked with one of the wealthiest families probably in the world, and they've asked me under umbrella of confidence not to say anything. And I have to tell you, they can buy anything. They were given the tea by accident from somebody that had known me, and the results that they got were simply amazing. Then I have the average Joe on the street who can't really afford it. And when I originally made the formula, I went through several different stages. It was in a bottled form. Then we had the whole herb form. And then we did a concentrated tincture form. And now the real magic is its simplicity. And I took it from $600 a case that made 6 gallons down to under $60 for the same exact amount. So it wasn't the money necessarily, it was making the right product, and that's why I refer to it now as the perfect tea. But I've had everybody take it. One customer was that had tried it for a couple of days, did an issue that he had for over 7 years, and he worked with a number of doctors that couldn't heal him. And 2 of the doctors actually owned the hospital. He went in and he bought every last bag that they had on the shelf in the health food store, and literally just bought them out. And the lady called me and told me I had to restock them. And so, everybody has a condition, but you do what's right for the body, and the body knows. And the intracellular communication that takes place at the cellular level, and that's why I say it took a whole lot of science to do this right. And I wasn't in a hurry to do it right. My intent was to make the best and most perfect tea. And I found that anybody and everybody can use it, and that would be the right and proper answer. But the testimonies I've gotten have been just incredible.
Wow, absolutely amazing. In fact, we got another caller on the line. We have Charles from North Carolina. Charles, tell us, what have you noticed?
Hey, Randy, and I'm thankful to be able to share here. Briefly, I have taken a lot of products in hope of helping to deal with some pain from a very old high school football injury. It's been a lot of inflammation, and I just really thought the only thing I would be able to do is probably have a knee replacement. But surprisingly, after about a week on this product, I'm able to now put on my socks. My pain level or my discomfort level has actually went down from like a 7 to like a 1 to some days none. So I am very excited. I'm back to being able to do some things I couldn't do. And so, and between that and other testimonies from my family, this is a very, very exciting product. Guys, and anybody listening, I'll just tell you, no matter what situation you're in, you need to try this tea.
That was amazing. And of course, we know the body just does some amazing things given the right circumstances. And, you eliminate the toxins, the immune system kicks in, and they can do all kinds of things. In fact, on the line, we've got another caller that just came in. I believe this is Durrett, and Durrett is out of New York. Durrett, tell us, what are some of the benefits that you are getting from drinking this amazing tea?
Oh, my testimony is that I was amazed because I'm pretty healthy. I'm into health, my herbs and things like that. So I figured when I drink this tea, I didn't expect to feel anything right away. I figured I might have to drink about a gallon or something. But the first cup I had, I went to sleep like a baby. I couldn't even finish the cup. I just fall asleep. I woke up the next morning and put some water in the rest of what was on the side of my bed, drank it. I tell you the energy that I got, because I usually work out every other day, and when I got up and went downstairs to work out, I was able to accomplish my workout without feeling like I have to push myself. I mean, I just can't wait to see what the tea is going to do for me further, because I was amazed. I did not expect anything like this to happen, and so fast.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing that with us. And I tell you, just phenomenal testimonies, unbelievable. Mr. Wilson, one final question for you. What do you really hope to accomplish by getting this tea out, maybe to thousands, if not millions of people?
Well, it's the old adage, you create something good, and people are going to want it. There's a need out there, and all I wanted to do was fill a need, because I had a personal situation to where people close to me died, and I just felt that was one of my motivating factors. So to answer your question specifically, I want people to wake up, and I want them to realize that there are people out there that have the right intent to do the right thing for mankind. Because, my theory is this, that I want to let people know I was here. I want to leave footprints. And I want people to know that somebody went out of their way to do something with the right intent to help them. But then once they get help, they need to understand something. Balance is the key. You don't go back to doing all the bad stuff, eating all the junk and doing all the wrong things. No. You need to make a lifestyle change. And if you can provide something that God created to help their system work the way that God designed it, with the science that has the intellect to make it work properly, then people are going to appreciate the effort that I've taken. They're going to appreciate the effort of people that are going to share the product with them, and it will make a huge difference in humanity, and I will feel that I have left footprints, for people to realize that they can change what they thought was impossible beforehand.
Well, I tell you what, we hear the passion in your voice, and we hear the concern. And I want to say thank you for your time. We really appreciate you being on the call, and I want to thank you for developing this amazing product. We don't know how many millions of lives that you will touch, but I do know this: everyone that you touch, you will leave an impact on their life like they've never had it before. And I tell you, any time that we can just have a better quality of life, it's worth it. It is something that is so, we have to be so thankful for it. So we want to say we really appreciate you and all that you've done here.
Well, thank you so much, and it really is an honor, and it's such a blessing. Sometimes I just kind of pinch myself, but I'm glad I took the effort, the energy, and the time, and I had the drive in me to step on the gas and never look back. So I'm excited about what it's going to do for people, and that's what's really exciting for me. So thank you so much, Randy. I appreciate what you're doing, too.
Well, great. Well, there you have it, folks. We appreciate everybody listening to this call today. What's very important, share this with as many people as possible. You see, I was told in the beginning that the only way that I would notice the difference in cellular tea was to try it. And I highly recommend to everyone listening to this call to get back to the person who shared this call with you and get your cellular tea today. And just try it. Do exactly what I did. Just try it and tell them what you think.